What's up, everybody? Welcome to Before You Weekend. We are here a week in of being South African rugby champions. Ellen.
It feels so good. It
Yeah?
feels so good. But we knew we were gonna do it, right? We knew we were gonna do it.
Yeah, we felt like, you know what? Maybe we can kill racism.
Just by winning a rugby match.
Yes.
How?
This is what happens as South Africans. Like when we win, we forget about load shedding, politics, racism.
Yeah, it didn't give us much time though, right? Because Sunday, immediately, like we won and they were like, all right, back to business tomorrow.
Did you
We are
experience
back.
load shedding already?
Not on the Sunday, but mine started on Monday.
Okay.
Monday, and yeah, it was it was hectic. And then we had the rain, and it was really cold. So yeah, we're feeling it already.
This is what happens when you have men in charge. Because, like in relationships, men can switch off. We can go, okay, so we're done? Cool.
Let's.
Bye. You got the championship? Lights off.
You done? You cool? You good? Right? That reminds me of something that just happened recently. But anyway, we won't, get into that.
Guys, I hope you've had a good week. There's a lot to talk about. But before we talk, I actually want to start with this because there's when I watch our episodes,
Yeah.
I see we are really good at deflection, or we try our best to make sure people don't know
Yeah.
who we are behind the camera, behind the current affairs, behind the politics. Because yes,
Yeah.
all that stuff is always nice and spicy.
Yeah.
But I think the only way you can really get the nuance of who someone is through the deeper questions.
All
So we're gonna
right.
play a quick game called Rapid Fire Reflections.
Are you ready?
I'm asking the questions. I'm
Uh-uh.
always ready. So, in this game, I'm going to throw a question.
Okay.
You don't have much time to think about it. You literally have 2-3 seconds. I should have said you should have a shot for every time you take 5 seconds to think about the answer. But anyway, I'm going to ask questions. You have to come up. You have to say the first thing that comes to your mind, like one sentence, and answer the question in
Okay.
one answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, all right, all right. And if you guys are watching this, try play this at home with your significant other. Please record it and then send it to us. We want to put this and share this with the rest of the world so we can hear how your partners and friends and whoever and the people you shouldn't be with think. Yes, and the people you shouldn't be with. Why are you with them?
Wow.
All right. So question number one: what's the first thing you do in the morning?
I pray.
Name a childhood memory that always brings a smile to your face.
Being read a storybook by the name of Milo. It was about a cow.
What's your go-to food when you're feeling down?
Chocolate. That's not food, but chocolate.
Describe the most adventurous thing you've ever done.
Um,
Man, watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this.
I'm trying not to like. Oh, flip. I'll have to take a shot next time. I can't remember.
Oh, wait, did I lose myself? Share a book that share a book that's left a lasting impression on you and why.
The Year of Yes. I started it this year, and I promised that I would say yes to things that scare me. And one of the things that scare me are cameras.
Have you been saying yes to everything this whole year?
Yes, a lot.
Is there anything you had to say no to that was quite conflicting?
No, I'm very good at saying this year. Actually, I've also in my saying yes. I've also taken a very strong stance on my no. So I say no very quickly and very loudly. So no.
You know what? You sound like you should be a life orientation teacher.
No.
You're the
Children?
teacher every person, every child.
Snotty little children and teenagers. No, I've got those at home. Thanks.
What's your favorite way to spend a relaxing weekend?
With a man on his chest.
Okay, that's a location, apparently. Name a person who has had a significant impact on your life, on your life, and why.
Two people. Number one, my daughter. She's teaching me a whole lot. She teaches me a lot every single day. I learn discipline from her. Yeah, so she's somebody who's very impactful, and she's changed my life, obviously. And the second one, Sarah Jakes Roberts. because she showed us that it was okay to preach the gospel in a very relatable way. It was starting to get very old and very boring, and now you can be gangster for Jesus, and that's what I like.
Sounds good. If you could visit any place in the world right now, where would you go?
I want to go somewhere where the waters are blue. Enter that song right there. Got Beyonce. Yes.
Oh, I was thinking TLC Waterfalls. Like, no, that song is not
That
a good.
too.
It's a great song, but the meaning behind that song.
No. Where the water's so blue, there. Exactly there. Yes.
Yeah, I don't like Beyonce the way you guys like Beyonce. Like, she's cool. Great songs.
When I think of holiday, I think of a man, I think of white sands and blue seas. That's all I.
So you love water.
I love water.
Yes,
all day, every day.
That's my thing as well. If there's water, I'm going.
I'm going.
What's one thing you've always wanted to learn but haven't yet?
How to really work a camera behind the scenes. Yeah, that's what I'd really like.
Describe a personal model or quote that resonates with you.
Just do it.
Okay. Okay. What's the it though?
Do you really want to know?
Okay, so we don't put age disclaimers on this because we don't know where this answer was going to go. But before we get into the news of the week, it was my birthday recently, and listen, Ellen decided to be a good person and make me very happy. She got me a book I've actually wanted for a while, and I completely forgot about it. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure. I love my people. Just like I'm very picky with my people. So
when I'm done with this book, I'm going to start a church. Yeah. And you will come.
That sounds very church-like. You will come and you will give.
Speaking of that, do you see there's 2 churches this week that got robbed?
I did. I have no idea what's happening.
It's getting out of hand. Like, there's this blatant, and I think the thing that was bothering me as I was watching these videos on social media is that these robbers aren't even hiding their faces anymore. It's almost like they're aware there's cameras, but they know
what you gonna do about it.
With it.
Yeah.
And the audacity to, I don't. There's just so many.
It's safe though.
Churches.
Because for me, it's like you've got 2 tiers, right, to this whole crime lifestyle. It's either you can blow up a track, right, and then you get your money from there, or you go to the next best place where you know there's going to be cash, and that's a church. Because we haven't yet gotten into the whole. If you guys are watching online, send your offering. We haven't yet. We still like to put things into an envelope and then give it to the pastor. It must be hard cash. So I think that's the thing where they're like, if I walk in here, there's going to be money. And really, there's money. People are always in their Sunday base, so you're going to get watches, you're going to get all of that jazz. You're going to come out there with a pretty penny. So, I mean, it makes sense.
I think what's scary is many years ago there was this reverence for faith and church, and I don't know if you remember those days where if you're driving past the church on a Sunday, if you're playing loud music in your car, at least when you get to the church, you turn the volume down, you turn it up again. There was that kind of reverence or respect for people within that faith. Now it's like, but if they're stealing from the people, why can't I just steal from the thief?
Exactly. It was faith. It was funerals as well. My mom taught me that if there's a funeral passing by, like a procession, is that what they're called? Procession, progression? I don't know. But if it's passing, you have to find somewhere to sit down. You can't be standing where there's, a funeral thingy happening. And now people will be having their things. They don't turn down their music. It's like, it's your funeral. We are okay. Somebody could have a funeral next door, and next door to them there's a society happening, and your music is on loud. People just don't care anymore. So I don't think we don't see faith, God, people in power even, because like how we went off at the president for not giving us a public holiday. I mean, only in South Africa do we demand that we have to have a public holiday.
No, okay, to the defense of us, he randomly said it. No one asked for it.
And he thought about it. It wasn't just in J. He thought about it. First of all, he thought about it in 2 ways. I just think that deep down on the inside, he was like, I don't think the boys are going to do it. I would take, second place. I think that's what
You
he was
saying he was
thinking.
gambling a public holiday?
No, legit. I think that he was like saying that I'm happy with second place. I don't think they're going to make it, hey, because we've been just doing,
So if you
we've
come
just been
second, no
passing.
public holiday, back to work.
Back to work, and then I don't have to like come through. You know, there's parents that do that and say that if you get all A's, you're gonna get that bike.
Okay, so Cyril must just take over his own account to go, guys, you need to relax sometimes. This is
You need to
Twitter.
relax. And
X.
also, I said so. I said on Instagram that if he does announce the public holiday, it's going to be on like the weekend of the December 16th because that day falls on a Saturday. So we were going to have a public holiday anyway, but because it falls on a Saturday, now all he had to do was like move it to a Friday or a Monday. I mean, it's not.
I mean, I think this is where he did false advertising.
Yeah.
When you say if we win the cup, there's going to be a public holiday, I'm sure 70% of citizens thought, oh, you mean on the Monday after winning the World Cup or on the Friday? I predicted he's going to say we're going to do it this Friday because they're doing the whole trip where they're parading the trophy.
Well, now you
which
know
is
what
great.
it's like to be a woman, right? Because that's what men do all the time. I thought you were going to make me your girlfriend. Yeah, I did. I didn't say when. I didn't stipulate when. I thought we were going to get married. Yeah. Now you know. Now you know. And that's why we chilled. You people are all frazzled. We've been through this. We've experienced
You're comparing the promises of men to the president's promises to the country.
Excuse me? It's the same thing. It is the same thing. It works that way in the Bible as well. So please, it's the same thing. Prove me wrong. I'll wait.
I just would. I need the president to take over his own Twitter. Just so you can see, you guys got to relax. Relax.
I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think anybody in Parliament should take over like their own accounts.
Oh man. Okay. But in connection back to let me coming back to the crime they were talking about in the church. For me, when I watched those videos, I was like, as long as there's crime at the top, there's always going to be crime at the bottom.
Yeah.
And that, unfortunately, that's the only solution to solve the crimes or
Yeah.
lower the crime. Like, you got to ask the question, how is it going at the top? Because once that's sorted,
Yeah.
it's going to trickle down. You don't sort out crime from the bottom up. It's never worked like that. Like, the child doesn't teach the parent teaches the child. And it seems like our ministers are still behaving like children. They forgot that you got to trickle down the pattern you want to create. And that's why, like, things with, like, elections and voting, we can't complain about who wins the next election. Whoever wins is a reflection of your values.
Yeah.
So if you don't vote, that's exactly the people you voted in. People who are non-compliant, they don't participate, they don't practice. It's a money grab.
Yeah.
It's a tricky cycle we're in.
Yeah. Everybody's looking out for themselves, and that's why corruption will never end. You don't go into politics. I suppose that's how people would start out. But you don't go into a certain field looking to make everything better. You Google first, how much does this pay? And that's why people start studying, certain professions, because how much does it pay? They're not meant for it. They've got no passion for it. They couldn't care. So if you had to take away the salaries, like in other African countries where they say no bonuses, no increases, take away all of that, would they still be there? Would they still have the passion to lead their country, into a better tomorrow? South Africa? No, we would look for something else. So it's going to take a while because everybody's thinking of their own pocket and how to better layer it.
Sorry, this is not a monos. Can I quickly pivot for a second? I was listening to your answer and it was good. It was quite loaded. I think, and I'm going to say it like this, I feel like the advertising industry has messed up radio.
Okay, in which way?
Think about it like this. Listen to any radio station now. Listen to how many ads you listen to in an hour.
Yeah.
The amount of ads take away your ability to have a layered conversation. What you can say, what you would like to say in a 45-minute space of a conversation, you have to summarize in 10 minutes. So everything you say is going to sound weird and uneducated or not thought through just because you're trying to make time for advertising.
Yeah.
And yes, you need the advertising to keep the station alive and whatever else. But I feel like in my head, and I'm saying this because I put something on my TikTok,
Yeah.
on my social media, like a day or two ago, and just seeing the responses of what people are saying, like I can see why people feel like radio is dead.
Yeah.
And it's not because of the. I don't think it's the presenters. I think some of the presenters are actually good. It's just advertisers have bought their space, limiting their time to actually educate or entertain or
Yeah.
do whatever they need to do. And that's why some people sound like they should be fired. Maybe, yeah, there are some people who should be fired. But advertising is messing up with the quality of the radio we used to have.
But I think that is a ripple effect now. Like everything, we don't have the time to wait for an episode to finish. Everything has to be like 15 seconds. Everything has to be like 30 seconds or less, right? So with the amount of adverts that come in between just on a 45-minute segment, it's almost like they're saying that people don't have the capacity to sit down and listen for too long. Let's break it up so that at least by the time they start getting tired, there's something to distract them, and then we go back into it. Yes, it messes with the content, but that's the way we function now.
Well, it messes with how we behave as well then. Because
Yeah.
once again, it trickles down. We're like, okay, I'm used to getting the things I really like for 15 minutes. Then it's a break. Okay, let me go to
Yeah.
the bathroom, get a drink or whatever. Cool, let's do it again.
Yeah.
Now you create this pattern, and even every time it keeps getting shorter. Why? Because another advertiser wants to buy that space. And I feel like, I don't know what the solution should be to get the quality of what we put out into the world is.
Yeah.
But there should be some form of regulation or more skill in how you approach the ad. Like, we don't need to do it. This ad is sponsored by, and I don't want to say any name because yes, we also need money here. But like, there has to be some smoothness to it that we didn't even pick up. That this is the ad for the whole conversation.
I don't know, man. I can't even remember when that transition came in. I think I saw somewhere on social media at some time during the week, somebody was saying, do you remember the time where there was an ad and you knew that it would be at least 5-10 minutes? So you would plan your breaks, right? In your mind already, you're getting ready for the ad and you know that I need to get some juice, I need to get some snacks, and then I need to get a pillow because I need to be, comfortable.
Depending on your age, you won't know about this time.
Now everything is live, right? And if you blink, it's gone. Somebody trends for a moment. If you blink, you missed it and it's gone. There's somebody else now. We just don't have the capacity to sit and listen for long periods of time. Like you can immediately, even one-on-one conversations, people start zoning out, and it's not because you're boring. It's because they're used to having a very fast-paced kind of conversation or interaction with whatever it is that they're doing. So,
well, with that being said, maybe we should ask you guys who are watching, how long can you listen to something for? And please don't answer it depends. Is it said podcast who always makes me laugh, whatever? Like, just if you look at how you behave in your regular day to day, how long can you sit and listen to any conversation or show or podcast for? Because I know for meetings I zone out in 2 minutes. Okay, I know what I need to do.
Yeah.
I don't need the conversation. But when it comes to entertainment, I can concentrate. Maybe it's because I love the art. I love stand-up comedy, so I'm studying how as much as I'm laughing, I'm studying how that joke was written. Why did you do that? Why didn't you navigate that way?
Yeah.
But I can concentrate for long periods of time when it comes to the things I like.
I'm actually trying to study the whole world of podcasting and how some podcasters are really successful and some people aren't. Even though they're very good, they just aren't quite getting there in terms of numbers and community. And it's all about catching the attention of your community, right? So the first few seconds, you have to make them sit and go, I wonder what's next. But also that's where burnout, because I don't think we've had cases of burnout before as much as we've had now, because you're always thinking, how can I make it better? How can I? And it's this whole hamster wheel that you keep on going on because you're trying to make things better. And guys, It's tiring. Like, choose what you want. Sit, listen, get the value from it. Give the people, what they need in terms of subscription, whatever it is, and move on. We can't keep on competing, to be the best, number one. You have to be the number one in South Africa, the world. Can we just go out and
yeah, you got to be the best, the most. No, that's where depression starts.
Exactly.
The chase. But at the same time, it's almost like we are wired or built to have a thrill to look for, and that's what keeps us alive.
Yeah.
I found myself in a weird conversation during the Springbok weekend where we won the finals, and I think somehow someone threw in the bomb. But like, why do people cheat? I forgot how that came about.
What?
And the only answer I could come up with in my head is there's a thrill that people are always looking for.
Yeah.
And when that thrill dies in the thing you enjoy, you can keep the thing you enjoy, but you're gonna go try to find the thrill somewhere else. And that's why in my head, that's why it might seem easy for men to go, I want to stay and build here.
Yeah.
And I love this, but I need to find a thrill elsewhere. And it's not that there's anything wrong. There's nothing wrong with you.
Yeah.
There's just I need that adrenaline rush to go. Can I? May I?
Yeah.
Is there a way to do it and never get caught or whatever else? And I don't even think that's just for men. I think there's always a thrill we wired to chase.
I can't even speak for women because that wouldn't be fair. I was having a conversation this past weekend, and somebody was commenting, or he said that you seem very loyal, and this is just from the fact that I go into a restaurant. This is the type of drink that I would look for. This is the type of food that I would.
I thought I was shooting a shot like that. Like, that's a weird thing to say. Yeah, you look like you're loyal.
If I were him, I wouldn't hold his breath. But I that's how I function, right? And what I said to him was, I can be with somebody for 15 years, okay? But there's always something new to spice up the relationship, to spice up the friendship, whatever it is. If you want to, you will. If you really, really want to, you will. And it gets boring at sometimes. I can't get rid of my children. They're here. I can't get rid of them. And sometimes I look at them and I'm like, why are you talking? Go away, just go anywhere but here. Because at this moment, I don't want to see for the 1,500th time how you do this magic trick of yours that's not really magical, But you're a parent and that's your child and you said that you love them. So therefore, sit, watch, praise them and just put like a smile on their face and then move on. Or you can say that, hey, how about you try this, And it helps them as much as it's going to help you. The benefit is there, right? So the only reason why we start now going looking for excitement elsewhere is because we just don't want to try anymore. It's that little bite-sized content that we can stomach, right? Yeah. So I have to go to the next person and then the next and the next and the next. It's a habit. If you want to, you will.
Okay, I don't know how we got here, but I take full responsibility. I'm sorry.
It's always your fault.
Let's get into it. Former NBA player has a wife who is on Onlyfans, and he only found out after the fact. How would you feel if you were in a relationship and this person actually, yes, if your person had an OnlyFans that you only find out, like, let's say 2 years down the line, one, would it bother you? And two, would it bother you if he was making, let's say, 60K a month?
Is 60K supposed to be a lot? Like, are you saying it like that's a little bit of money?
I mean, imagine he's got a job and he's earning 60K on the side just to like.
Where's that 60K going?
Why does that? That's his money. Why does that bother you? Why do you want to know that?
Because I want to know exactly. I want to know what the content is, right? What is the content? Why did you start it up? Perhaps you saw that I was like, I like to do my hair, my nails, all of that stuff, and you're like, I need to.
Whoa, okay. Let's start at number one. Okay. Would it bother you if you find that out a year, 2, 3 years down the line, or he's had an OnlyFans page?
it's him and a camera and nobody else, I don't care.
Okay, so it hangs on that. Was there
Yes.
anyone else? Okay.
Yes, it hangs on that.
If it was with you that you didn't know, you thought these phones are just for him.
First of all, let's go to court. Second of all, I want half of all of that money. Actually, like, you're not coming back from this. I'm not going to forgive you, but I want half of all of that money.
Wait, but what if you don't? You've never figured out why you can go to the marble restaurants in Rosebank every week.
A woman can't figure out why she's going to. If a man starts breathing funny, we're going to figure out why. Why are you so happy? It's not your birthday. You didn't get any this morning.
You can't just be happy.
Why are you so happy? No, we're going to figure it
Guys,
out.
Okay, this gender keeps changing standards.
It's not a
And
standard.
always,
You didn't ask me. Here we go, right? This gift. You didn't ask me for it, okay? It was just something that you had mentioned. I actually posted something and you mentioned it. And I was like, okay. And that was all the way back in April. We study people, and that's the way we are as women. We study people. So if you are good at that, you'll be able to see that something is off here, right? And if you don't, like, it's very rare that you get into a situation where a man's got another job, another family, another whatever on the side, and you don't figure it out without going through his phone, just by studying his behavior, right? That's what we do. Naturally, it's what we do. We take note. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to notice that, man, every single time this position, it's always here. It's never anywhere else in the house. It's always here, and it has to be on this part of the bed. Why? I'm going to ask you, because clearly you got something going on, and then I want half.
wait, but your first assumption is, okay, you're doing something.
You're doing something. You are.
I'm changing seats because I thought I just want to try a different seat.
Men are random like that. Men definitely are random, and that's why asking them, so what you thinking? What's in your mind? Is really like a dumb thing to do in a relationship. But yeah, no, you guys are up to something.
Okay, so coming to question 2.
Yeah.
Would it still bother you if you heard how much he was making from it?
Like I said, where's the money going?
You're getting a good life.
If
And that's what he's been doing. He's bringing 60, 80K just to give you a fun night, a nice life.
You know what I would do? You know what I would do? I would, and then our friends find out, right? I know nothing. I swear, I know nothing. No, I'm just saying, I don't care as long as nobody else knows. So once they start finding out, I'm like, Linda, I didn't know anything. You know, I didn't
Guys,
know.
Imagine being caught like that.
So if your friends start finding out, that's the only time it's going to be embarrassing. Otherwise, it's other people. They don't know your family. They don't know whatever. You know, hopefully, like your Instagram has like 2 followers, that kind of thing. I'm fine with it. But now when the community says, Ole, his toes.
How would you guys rather want to find out? Would you want to find out your partner's on OnlyFans through a friend going, yo, I was masturbating and this is what I scrolled accidentally through? Or do you want to find out for yourself when you are satisfying? Or and also how would you want to find out if you find out by yourself? Because I feel like that might be tricky. Sorry, also to add on with the story, he found out and she pulled out her phone and recorded their disagreement, which I feel like is another layer of you're messing up what's personal. I think it costs a lot for a human being to give of themselves emotionally and emotionally and mentally.
Yeah.
And if you're going to record that moment, I feel like you are adding more fuel to the fire.
Remember last week when I said that once you start hating somebody, like leave? I think she just doesn't care for his feelings. She doesn't care for him. That's the only reason why she did that. Because why else would you want to have it something so personal? Because number one, you doing it, you getting the money.
Could be marketing, because I mean he's a former
Marketing
NBA
for
player.
what?
He's a former NBA player.
So how are you marketing? How is it making his life better?
Okay.
Exactly. So perhaps he just wanted to figure out where you were at, why you decided to do that, you know, that whole thing. He's not saying I want to leave you. He's just having the initial conversation as to, okay, this is what I found, what's happening, you know? And then there you are with your phone and carrying on.
Jessica, we are live. Sorry guys, we had load shedding. Um, so, like it. This is the problem, President Cyril. You see, we're trying to entertain your country, and now you threw us off.
Yeah, what do we do now? The mood, the vibe, the energy.
Yeah.
Now we just have to like,
Fabricate who we are, the essence, our being. I'm acting like those poets. I actually want to do a thing about yes. We need to talk about poetry in South Africa or poetry,
Yeah.
black poetry. This thing needs to die. But anyway,
that's not my problem. My problem is the way that they talk when they speak and they say things only to take breaths in between. Do you understand?
oh my word! This sounds like you rehearsed this.
I'm like, it's been on my mind for a very long time. Like, it's been here. I can't. Why can't you just speak properly? Say what you need to say. We're still going to hear it the
How does the
same.
poet sound?
TK, today we're going to move into a different space. A space that we have moved into before. One that you have... no, speak properly. Hey, where'd you go to school? Stop. And then everybody's like...
Word.
You can't even like, yes, that's the way you do it. Like you can't, show up for your people. You just have to be, I don't have that in me. That's why I can't go to these things. I love poetry. I really, really love the spoken word. My problem.
This is the conversation I needed this weekend. Oh my word.
It's like Jada. The way she talks. She talks in that way. Yes. And I told him, I don't understand why he went onto that stage. Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes. Yes. 3 seconds in, I'm out. You are still saying yes. I don't even know why he
Oh, that's
decided.
hilarious. Like, I think the only thing that irritates me with poetry, also because I write, is the poets who do that whole, the reason why I wrote this poem, say the poem. Just recite the poem. We'll know why you wrote this. Oh my word. This is for all the single people who,
Yeah,
don't
it's
do
an
that.
introduction. Nobody, but the thing is, you need to let them know what you're about, right?
No.
Yes, you do.
Then the Intimate Surprise is boring.
It is boring though, because then they're going to be like, this is for the single ladies, when you just get that first good. And then she goes into the poem. And then already we know, now we're anticipating what it's like to get that good. I know. I guess.
Guys, as I
You
said
do what you
last
need to
week,
do though.
we need to put this on a shirt. Problematic, blessed, and lit. Also a name of a podcast, by the way.
Yes.
Okay, so you want to conclude with the OnlyFans thing? The
He
argument?
must do what he needs to do, as long as it's not messing up with my sex life, with our sex life, and our bank balance. No,
Then you're okay.
I'm fine.
Okay, just no one else in the video.
Nobody else in the video.
Okay.
And if your friends find out, it wasn't me, I don't know.
Would you guys be okay with finding out that your partner's on OnlyFans? Hypocritically, also for me, I might be okay with it. Okay, yeah, it's tricky. If she was bringing you
It's
money
here.
and I don't realize, why am I being taken up? Why am I being spoiled? Why am I being treated so nicely?
Yeah.
And I found out afterwards, it's because she's making a lot of money on OnlyFans. The treatment and the benefits will throw off how I decide.
Okay, hold on. Right? Your favorite meal at McD's is a foldover. You're getting a foldover every single week. But if now you find out that
That's
I could have been
unfair.
taking you to Signature, now you're gonna have some gripe with it. I'm giving you your favorite meal every single week. Now you got a problem just because you're not there.
But that's
by
what I'm saying.
Signature.
Hypocritically, is like I don't know how I'd feel if money's involved. Because money, I know we like to say stupid things like, oh, money is not important in a relationship. It's a very important tool to have, though. It doesn't make or break the person, but it's a tool to have to also help add support to the structure of the relationship.
Yeah.
And it's on both sides.
Yeah.
I get irritated when it looks just not irritated. I don't agree with a one-sided financial relationship.
Yeah.
Because it means there's only one person who has the ability to work, produce, create, and benefit, and actually profit. Other person is just on the receiving end.
Yeah.
I prefer seeing people who don't just take. I want to see givers. That's how you see the balance in the relationship. Do both have the mentality of just giving and not expecting anything in return? You get returns, but without the expectation that it's there.
Men are, I think the men in the comments are going to say it depends what she's doing.
Yeah.
If she's just showing her feet, it's fine. I can't have my woman all out there willy-nilly, showing everything. If it's just her feet, it's fine. Then he'd be fine with it. A woman would be like, okay, who's in the thing with you, that kind of thing. That's where the conversation is going to go. Women are more lenient in terms of the cheating, the whatever it may be, right? The situation. We're more lenient to the situation than men are. So men, as long as it's just feet, they couldn't care whose feet it was, and you're bringing in 60K, girl, how much is your pedicure? I will send you week in, week out. A man will send his woman then. But once it's everything, then it's going to be a problem.
Okay, I agree there.
Yeah.
I agree there. Okay, South Africa. Dr. Matthew Lani gets arrested and released within a matter of a week because there isn't a case.
I don't know how we don't see that there's something wrong with them.
I think we all know.
Fundamentally, there is something wrong with him. I'm going to confess something here that I really shouldn't, but here we are. I'm a very shy person, but being in front of stop looking at each other in that way. Stop it. I'm very shy, but being in front of the camera is addictive, right? Not being on a podcast, not doing this, I start to withdraw, right? And I couldn't actually care how many people see it. My thing is I just want to be here. I just want to be creating, right? So maybe I should put it that way, that the creating, the output is very addictive for me. And that's why he couldn't care. People were onto him and he'd just go to a different hospital. He would put on a mask, he would do this, he would do that, but he would find a way to put whatever is to get that high, right? So he just kept on looking for that high. And fine, they caught him and they said there's no case. But believe you me, he's gonna come up with something. I don't even look at him, and I mean, I'm going into Mama Bear mode here, but I look at that and I'm like, if you really want to, you can create whatever out of nothing, right? And that's what he has proven over and over and over again. That you block this account, he creates another one, and he gets the following again. So it's very possible in this day and age. To create and then to be very, very good at it. Going his path, not so much, but yeah.
No, I get you. I think he does need to be put somewhere. I don't think it's a jail though.
No, not jail.
It's some other kind of mental health support. I wanted to talk about this. It's actually old news.
Yeah.
Britney Spears was actually pregnant with Justin Timberlake's baby. And then Justin Timberlake told her to abort.
Oh.
Because he wasn't ready to be a father.
Oh.
I feel like the Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake couple is the Jay-Z and Beyonce of white people.
How do you mean?
Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake at the height of the NSYNC career.
Yeah.
And getting all those movies, and he tried to do his best by creating a for all happy thing, and it was terrible.
Yeah.
But someone paid millions for that. He's he's the white of whites.
That is true. Now,
And Britney's the white of whites as well.
yes. But now, how do you mean, like, with the whole abortion
I
type
mean,
of thing?
outside of the abortion thing,
Yeah.
the idea of them at the height of their careers
Yeah.
is a Jay-Z and Beyonce for white people.
Oh yeah, true, definitely. They were the ones that we looked up to. You
Yeah,
know?
like even black people, like, you know what?
Yeah.
Maybe white people are good people.
Yeah, we are willing to be,
Is that
them.
Justin Timberlake beatboxing? Okay.
We let a lot slide with him, shame, until such a point we were like, I now just accept who you are. You can't be here. It's fine.
What?
Move on.
I mean,
No.
he was one of the ones we like. I mean, I grew up liking people like Spice Girls. Like, okay, I was like, okay, something there.
No, legit. We all did, but it depends on where you. I don't even want to say like where you went to school and stuff like that, because that really made an impact, right?
True.
On the type of music that you. The other day I was missing Alanis Morissette, and I like, those.
I don't go that far, guys. My barometer stops at Britney and Spice Girls.
Yeah, well, you must listen. It's good music. But yeah, it's they definitely were the Beyonce and Jay-Z of their time, or maybe of their community.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Yeah. My mind went elsewhere when you said that he asked her to have.
Yes, back to that.
Yeah.
You got to remember, Mr. Timberlake was also part of the Free the Nipple scandal with Janet Jackson.
Yes.
And it's like, how does he keep getting away
Yeah.
with these things? And yes, history is terrible. Men have gotten away with a lot. It's just a weird look now when, like, I don't know how to feel about this. When a man is asking another woman to abort, like, he has right of the body, of a woman's body or a woman's decision making. But two, at the same time, I do want to kind of, this is where it gets problematic. I want to credit a man who knows he's not ready to be a father. But I want to also speak against the stupidity to go all the way and not count your thoughts before said deed.
Yeah, man. I feel I've had this conversation in my mind at 3 a.m. in the morning countless times, trying to think, if I was the man, how would I feel, Because you've got a right to say, I think it should start here. Once we engage in intercourse, we need to understand that another human being can be born out of this, right? And if you... Disclaimer, like, if both of us decide that we're not going to use protection, then only can we start debating now after. If something went wrong, right, we used protection, something went wrong, and the guy said, I can't have this kid. Like, I seriously can't. I'm telling you right now, 3 days after testing that you're pregnant, I cannot have this kid.
So having sex and potentially becoming a father is like, even though you don't want it, is like having your cake. What's the expression?
Having your cake and eating it too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you want the good stuff, but you don't want.
But you don't want.
You don't want the consequence of the good stuff.
The consequence of it, because that's what sex is about. It's two people coming to make a third person, and that we all know, right? So if you go into that, and you need to go into that knowing that contraceptives can fail, right? She's on something, we're both using protection. Everything can fail, right? What then do we do?
You say, God came into my... God...
God did what?
I'm trying to understand how...
God did what?
We've got to ask Mary how she said that to Joseph in the Bible. Listen, I'm pregnant. How?
How?
I wasn't. You got Onlyfans page.
You're so stupid. I want to go to heaven. That's all I'm saying. I'm not part of this conversation.
Okay, so apart from the Springboks happening, South African sports lately,
We're the ones.
we have to be proud. I just hope we're not. This is the problem that we have as human beings.
Yeah.
It's a worldwide issue. When you have momentum, you treat momentum like it runs forever.
Oh yeah.
and the momentum and the how do I put it? The confidence that winning energy changes to arrogance, and then you get blindsided.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, I guess that's how life flows in its vicissitudes, ups and downs.
Yeah.
This is the ebb and flow of life. I just hope we are quick enough to catch ourselves before the fall, to quickly course correct. Because Springboks are doing well. Great.
Yeah.
There's still another World Cup in the next 4 years. What's the game plan? Cricket is doing well. Great. I think we're in second in the world now, first in the world now, because we've only lost one game in this World Cup. Then you've got women's hockey, men's hockey. Wasn't there another sport? There's another sport I didn't list here. Like, we're doing pretty well.
Are you saying it's because we won back to back that we're going to have this ego thing? Because we clearly, once it was done, it was done.
It's not done.
No, I mean, like, we won the last time, right?
Yeah.
And then we came into this saying it would be amazing if we could win again, because that would mean that we've won World Cups back to back. I'm not too sure. Maybe I don't follow it that closely. I'm on basketball now, and like, what's that cage fighting thing? Don't ask. But anyway, I just thought about a man. Now what I'm trying to say is, I don't think we had that ego thing going. I legit don't think we had that ego thing going.
Not now. But at the rate of us performing so well in our sports, it's bound to happen, because such is our human error, such is the human flaw.
We deserve it. We deserve it. After the match, Sia was saying there's so many problems in South Africa. There's so much wrong in South Africa that it gives us hope, right? So, guys, if we walk around with our chest puffed out just a little bit, like Boma 2-3 months, let us do it, because everything else is such a mess that.
Do you think if Sia Kolisi announced at the final press conference that he'll be running for president in 2024?
No,
or the
please
DA
don't. Let's
hey,
relax.
You wanna come here?
No.
The DA will take him immediately.
Probably so. But we know our strengths, and I'm happy that he knows his.
Yeah. Okay. President of Kenya, William Ruto, has announced that traveling to Kenya will be visa-free for all Africans with the purpose of increasing trade. Brilliant, I think.
Why do you? What's your caution?
Have we seen our country as beautiful as it is? Mm-hmm. We're trying to control borders, and that's already a struggle. True. I don't know how many other countries have to apply for visas to come here. Actually, should have researched that before we started recording. But because we have a borderless control, or because we don't have enough control of that issue, I'm wondering, will they slowly start experiencing the problems we have when it comes to how people just jump over the border? Because if it's visa-free for all Africans and Kenya's becoming the new South Africa, it's going to end up being another melting pot that they have to deal with.
I actually didn't think of it in that way.
Because we were great. We had the infrastructure. Like, South Africa is South Africa. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, it's amazing here. Great. Kenya is fastly becoming the number one country in Africa. And with that being said, that means all eyes will be on Kenya. Like, that means cost of
opportunity.
Opportunities.
Yeah.
And then they might have the same issue. I just wonder, do they have a game plan for that?
Man. I hope they do. I'd like to believe that there are a lot of the leadership in other African countries is a bit stronger, well thought in their thinking process, or their thought processes are so much better and so much higher than ours at times. Yeah. I would like to think that they have thought about things like that and how to curb that. But I didn't think of that, to be honest. I didn't think of it in that way. And I see how that could be a problem very, very quickly.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what they're going to do.
Ish. Let us pray. Okay, let's take this home. How are you feeling about the Israel and Palestine thing? I feel like it's a tricky topic to get into before we close. There's one more other topic, but I feel like we've got to bring it up because it's it's interesting seeing how diverse the opinions are in South Africa with such a conversation, considering the history that our country has
Yeah.
and how we feel, how we should be feeling about injustice.
Two things. One, I find it wild how you can lose creatives and companies and stuff like that just by saying you support one or the other, how they lose out on deals and opportunities just because they support something opposed to what I support. I find that really, really interesting. I find it really unfair. That's number one. Number two, I went on a whole tirade yesterday morning about how my kids were just acting the fool and it's unfair and what a fish paste. And 5 minutes later, I saw a picture of people carrying bodies, like little kids,
Yeah.
right? And they said that they had shut down the school year because all the children were dead. And that hit me so hard. I don't think, you get all of the feedback and stuff that's happening. You watch on TV and you watch what's happening and it hurts, right? It hits. And you're grateful that you aren't there. You're grateful that your country isn't in the same situation that they are. But it doesn't touch you, right? But for some reason, when I heard that the school year is shutting down just because there aren't any children in the schools, it started hitting home. Like, what on earth is happening? As humanity, doesn't it hurt you the way you don't have to have a child to feel that way?
Yeah.
You don't have to have the same or believe in the same faith to feel that way. It's just it's horrendous.
Yeah.
I think on my side, and I don't know, man. I can't even comment and say how I believe things should be done, and just say, guys, just stop and let's just be all happy and merry and move on.
Yeah.
There's so much hurt. Look at South Africa with the whole apartheid system.
Yeah.
You can't even look at me funny, and I still feel the pain, of years back. Can you imagine with them that are going through it right now?
To the degree that, because in some instance, one could look good and go, well, you were oppressing your victim for so long that they thought it's time to retaliate to the bully. And little did we know that the bully is that much stronger.
Yeah.
To the point that everyone's about to lose their lives. It's a scary it's a scary thing to consider, because when you read like the history of how some of these world wars have started, it's just started because of miscommunication.
Yeah.
It's almost like someone sent a diss track, and you're like, you know what? I have no words. But I got muscle.
Yeah.
And it's scary to see people respond like that, because even Yemen has joined the WhatsApp chat, and they're like, okay, we're also declaring war on Israel.
Yeah.
And that's the best way I can like kind of explain with this analogy. Like, this is what it looks like right now. And the problem is, at the end of the day, at the end of this fight, everyone who gets involved is going to be tired in some way.
Yeah.
Might be human resources, it might be financially. There's going to be something to take away from everyone that's going to take away from all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. I don't know, man. I don't have, and I think I'm one of the ones that I'm searching for information. You just need to find out what is true, because everybody for themselves, right?
Yep.
So you don't know what is true. So there was a page, I just can't remember right now. I think the lady's name, the lady's name who I saw it on her Instagram page, her name is Tando Hlope. She's in the media industry as well. I think on her highlights, she's got where you can find information on it, and then make a decision for yourself. At least then, but you're getting something that is true.
Yeah.
You're getting the honest truth. So that's something that I definitely want to do.
Yeah. Okay, let's take this home. And I'm detouring quickly because I think we've reached the hour, and I don't want to disrespect people's lunchtime. What are songs that you butcher every time you sing it? Like, you love the song, but you care less about going to know what's actually being said.
If it's anything outside of R&B, I'm butchering it. It can be I'm a piano. I will sing whatever sounds close to it. It can be. I love Eminem, and Eminem is my go-to.
You can't mispronounce lyrics from Eminem's songs.
No, I'm just bad with retaining all of those words.
Okay.
There's a lot going on here, so it's just one more thing inside my memory. And
But you at
I'm
least
just
remember his
bad.
palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy.
Yes, that I've got, right? Because that is the. But like when it goes on and on, I just can't. I can't retain it. So I just say whatever I want.
I love that stuff.
What?
Like people who rap with the flow, like a
Yeah,
Kendrick
yeah.
and Eminem. Like for me, that's quick to like memorize. Go, oh, I love that. When you said that, it touches me again. The last song that did that to me was Kendrick Lamar's "Count Me Out." Like, oh, every time I hear the lyrics, my eyes roll back. You know, same way you're. You know what? Let me not continue down this train of
Yeah,
thought.
let's not.
But songs I butcher, Michael Jackson songs, like Thriller.
That's
I
standard.
love Thriller, but some of the words like, did you say Shimon? What
He
does
did.
Shimon mean?
He did, but that's standard. I don't think there's anybody that actually, and if you do, like if you know it word for word and you actually write, there's something wrong with you. I think, no, legit, like think of any Michael Jackson song. If you had to start singing it now, I'm going to sing it along with you. We're probably going to sing it wrong.
It's close to midnight and something evil's lurking out the dark.
Yeah.
Under the moonlight, something stops your heart. That's simple stuff. It's when he gets into it, and you hear all those overlays with his voice. It's like, what was that?
No, you just sing what you got to sing as long as it makes sense.
Thriller, night. Is
Isn't
that what
it
he said?
night? That's what
I
I
don't
say.
know.
I say, yes, it's Thriller Night. Somebody Google and let us know.
And then you realize what the song was actually about, like Outkast's Hey Ya.
Yeah.
I didn't realize what that
Please
song
don't
was
mess it
about
up.
until-
Don't mess it up for me. What is it about?
Please go read the lyrics to Hey Ya. I know the song is great. We all feel happy. But actually go read what's being said in those lyrics.
No, man. What is it about? I can't wait until then.
Let me quickly read the lyrics and you can say bye.
Oh, gosh.
And for those who have read the lyrics, please also share your insights on what Andre 3000 was saying.
I feel like my
Outkast.
entire life is going to change. This is like a pivotal moment.
Okay, there we go. Outkast Hey Ya lyrics. My baby don't mess around because she loves me so. And this I know for sure, but does she really wanna? Oh, I'm reading that out of rhythm, but anyway. Constant to see me walking out the door. Oh yeah, okay, I'm reading. Yeah. Does she really wanna? But constant to see me walking out the door. Don't try to fight the feeling because the thought the thought alone is killing me right now. Can I not read today? Thank God for mom and dad for sticking two together because we don't know how.
Is this a man leaving a woman? It's such a happy song. Like, is he divorcing? Is he breaking up with his girlfriend?
You think you got it, or you think you got it. But got it doesn't get anything. What? But got it, can I read? But got it, just don't get it till there's nothing at all. We get together, we get together. But separate's always better than the feelings involved. But separate's always better when there's feelings involved.
I don't know what to feel right now. I'm so hurt. That's not the song that I've been hearing. I've been hearing a cheery, we are here and we are dancing.
If what they say is nothing is forever, then what makes. Yo,
That's
love the
exactly how
exception.
men talk, actually. They don't make any sense when they're trying to break up with you. No, you guys don't. Just leave already.
good.
Like, just go.
Yeah, the song's about a breakup.
Sure, but... Well, thanks for messing up
And
my
so
life.
we're in denial when we know we're not happy here.
I don't know what I was...
Hey, yeah.
Out the door.
This is so confusing. Oh,
I'm so disappointed. And I listen to lyrics. Like I'm a lyrics type of person. I don't go to the music first and then the lyric. I
Yeah.
listen to it. Did not click that we are celebrating a whole breakup.
yeah.
Sis on.
So I want to hear from you. What songs are butchering you? Or are there songs you've read lyrics to and you realize this is not the song you thought it was?
Absolutely horrible. I don't. Can I have my gift back? You've messed up my life for eternity. Like you have messed up everything happy. That was Song of the Year once upon a time, wasn't it? Sis, I can't stand you. Anyway, was that the week?
In other news, don't sleep with Erica Badu. Because, you see, I'm probably saying something really problematic, aren't I?
It's TK. The views of the show have nothing to do with TK. We would just like to let you know. You got a problem? Take it up with him.
We've reached the top of the hour. Ellen, do your thing.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us this week. It has been amazing. Calvin, we missed you. So much has happened. We didn't even talk about Kim K making like momentous moves in her world.
Oh, yes.
But, you know, some more news for next week. Go out. I hope you enjoyed your week. I hope your Friday was safe. Be safe this weekend. The weather is what I'm trying to say. It's going to be much, much better. It's going to be warmer. Put on your shorts. Go out there. Be safe. Protection is what I'm trying to say. And we'll see you next
Sunblock.
week. Okay. Sunblock.
Because
There's no other protection that we were talking about. Guys, thank you so much. Let's see you next week when we talk about everything that happened on the week before the next weekend starts. From us to you. Cheers.
Bye.